Imagine walking through a forgotten junkyard, only to stumble upon a piece of technology so advanced it feels like it's from the future. Yet it's been abandoned for decades. Why do marvels like this get left behind? Let's uncover the untold stories of these astonishing creations. The world of invention has always been filled with bold dreams. For centuries, people have worked tirelessly to bring their visions to life, creating machines and devices that push the boundaries of what's possible. The 20th century in particular was a time of rapid innovation, where engineers and inventors aimed to reshape the future with designs that felt more like science fiction than reality. As a kid, I remember being fascinated by these stories. I'd spend hours flipping through old books and magazines, captivated by images of sleek machines and futuristic vehicles. One magazine had an artist's rendering of a train that didn't need tracks, gliding silently above the ground like something out of a dream. I was obsessed. What happened to these inventions? Why didn't I see them in the real world? Years later, I stumbled upon the answer in the most unexpected way. I was exploring a forgotten junkyard with friends, surrounded by rusting metal and discarded parts. When I saw it, a strange, angular vehicle hidden beneath layers of dust and vines. Its design was unlike anything I'd ever seen. It was both futuristic and eerie, as though it belonged to a world that never fully existed. This encounter sent me down a rabbit hole of discovery. I began researching abandoned inventions, vehicles, machines, and technologies that once held promise but were left behind. What I found was equal parts astonishing and heartbreaking. Designs that were decades ahead of their time, created by visionaries who poured their hearts into projects that the world wasn't ready for. From flying cars and amphibious vehicles to magnetic trains and solar-powered aircraft, these creations represented human ambition at its peak. Yet, despite their brilliance, many of them ended up collecting dust in warehouses, hangars, and junkyards. Why? That question haunted me, and it's what led me to tell these stories today. As I dug deeper, I realized many of these groundbreaking creations faced insurmountable challenges. A revolutionary train that could glide without tracks was abandoned because of cost overruns. A futuristic flying car never made it past the prototype stage due to government regulations and lack of funding. It became clear that innovation alone isn't enough. Timing, support, and circumstances play critical roles. The thought haunted me. How many of these creations were abandoned not because they failed, but because the world wasn't ready for them? I imagined the inventor's frustration, years of work shelved, dreams turned into rusting remnants. These stories aren't just about machines. They're about human ambition, perseverance, and heartbreak. Everything changed when I came across a decommissioned military vehicle. A hulking, futuristic machine designed to conquer terrains no other vehicle could. What made it incredible was its purpose. It wasn't just a machine. It was a glimpse into a future that never came. And it wasn't alone. From amphibious cars to rocket-powered bicycles, the world is full of these hidden gems, each with a story to tell. Why were these creations abandoned? Was it bureaucracy, cost, or something else? And what happened to the inventors who poured their lives into these projects? Stay with me. We're about to unravel mysteries that will make you see technology in a whole new light. When we examine the world of abandoned technology and vehicles, the fascinating details reveal not only the ingenuity of their creators, but also the obstacles that led to their demise. Each of these creations carries a story, a tale of ambition, setbacks, and lessons learned. To understand these marvels fully, we must dive into the specifics, their designs, the challenges they faced, and the reasons they ultimately couldn't continue. One of the most striking examples of abandoned technology is the aero train, an experimental high-speed train developed in the mid-20th century. It was designed to ride on air cushions, reducing friction and allowing for smoother, quieter travel. Shaped like a bullet and powered by jet engines, the aero train promised speeds that could rival airplanes with the convenience of rail travel. The vision behind the aero train was bold. It aimed to revolutionize transportation by combining speed, efficiency, and innovation. However, it faced several significant challenges. The aero train required entirely new infrastructure, including specialized tracks and stations. The cost of building these systems made it impractical compared to traditional trains that could use existing railways. Despite its advanced design, the jet engines used to power the aero train produced a deafening roar, making it unsuitable for use near urban areas. During the aero train's development, other high-speed rail systems, such as Japan's Shinkansen, were already proving successful using conventional designs. These systems were more practical and cost-effective, leaving the aero train to fade into obscurity. Despite its failure, the aero train left an indelible mark on transportation history. Its innovative use of air cushions influenced the development of hovercraft technology, and its streamlined design inspired future high-speed trains. Buckminster Fuller's Dymaxion car was another ambitious creation that promised to change the way people traveled. Introduced in the 1930s, the Dymaxion was a three-wheeled vehicle designed to maximize efficiency, aerodynamics, and sustainability. It could carry up to 11 passengers, achieve high fuel efficiency, and even turn on a dime thanks to its innovative rear-wheel steering. However, the Dymaxion car faced numerous hurdles that prevented it from achieving commercial success. The car's unconventional design, while revolutionary, made it prone to instability at high speeds. A high-profile accident during a demonstration tarnished its reputation and deterred potential investors. Fuller's futuristic vision clashed with the public's expectations of what a car should be. Its unusual shape and layout made it difficult for consumers to accept. The Great Depression was in full swing during the Dymaxion's development, making it challenging to secure funding for such an experimental project. Today, the Dymaxion car is celebrated as a pioneering concept that was ahead of its time. Its emphasis on sustainability and efficiency foreshadowed the priorities of modern automotive design. The Soviet Ekranoplan, also known as the Caspian Sea Monster, was a ground-effect vehicle that combined the features of an airplane and a ship. It could skim over water at high speeds, using the aerodynamic phenomenon of ground effect to reduce drag. Initially developed during the Cold War, the Ekranoplan was intended for military use, capable of carrying heavy payloads and evading radar detection. While the Ekranoplan was an engineering marvel, several factors led to its abandonment. The development and maintenance of the Ekranoplan were prohibitively expensive, particularly as the Soviet economy faced increasing strain. The vehicle's reliance on flat, calm water limited its versatility, making it less practical than traditional aircraft or ships. As the Cold War waned and military strategies evolved, the Ekranoplan's role became less relevant. The collapse of the Soviet Union further ensured its discontinuation. Although it never reached its full potential, the Ekranoplan remains a source of fascination. Its unique design has inspired modern research into ground-effect vehicles for civilian and military applications. The Avro car was an experimental flying vehicle developed in the 1950s by the Canadian company Avro Aircraft. Shaped like a saucer, it was intended to serve as a versatile military vehicle, capable of hovering, taking off vertically, and traveling at high speeds. The Avro car's design was groundbreaking, aiming to bridge the gap between helicopters and airplanes. However, the Avro car faced numerous technical and practical challenges. The vehicle struggled with stability, particularly at higher altitudes and speeds. Its tendency to wobble made it difficult to control. Despite its ambitious goals, the Avrocar's actual performance fell short. It could only achieve low altitudes and speeds, making it unsuitable for military use. The project relied heavily on military funding, which was withdrawn after repeated setbacks and underwhelming results. While the Avrocar never achieved operational success, it contributed valuable insights into vertical takeoff and landing VTOL technology, which continues to be a focus in aerospace engineering. Decades before electric vehicles became a mainstream focus, the Mo car was a German innovation that sought to provide a clean alternative to gasoline-powered cars. Developed in the 1920s, the Mo was a compact electric car with a simple yet efficient design. It featured a lightweight frame, an electric motor, and rechargeable batteries. Despite its forward-thinking concept, the Mo faced insurmountable challenges. The limited capacity and long charging times of the batteries made the MOA less practical than gasoline cars, which could travel farther and refuel quickly. The rise of mass-produced gasoline cars, particularly those from companies like Ford, made electric vehicles like the Mo economically unviable. The absence of widespread charging stations further hindered the adoption of electric cars during this period. While the Mo car was ultimately abandoned, its legacy lives on as a precursor to the electric vehicle revolution we see today. It serves as a reminder of how technological advancements often build upon the efforts of earlier innovators. Each of these examples highlights important lessons about the interplay between innovation, practicality, and timing. No matter how brilliant an idea is, it needs financial, political, and societal support to succeed. The lack of these elements can doom even the most promising projects. Many abandoned technologies were ahead of their time, introducing concepts that the world wasn't ready to embrace. The success of an invention often depends on its alignment with current needs and capabilities. Abandoned technologies often pave the way for future advancements. The ideas and principles behind them continue to inspire and influence new generations of inventors. As we explore the details of these abandoned technologies, it becomes clear that they are more than just historical curiosities. They are testaments to human creativity and resilience, reminding us of the boldness required to challenge the status quo. By studying these stories, we not only honor the efforts of their creators, but also gain valuable insights that can guide us as we navigate the challenges of innovation in the present and future. Whether it's a rusting vehicle in a junkyard or a forgotten prototype in a museum, each piece of abandoned technology holds a story worth telling. These tales inspire us to dream big, learn from our failures, and continue pushing the boundaries of what's possible. But these aren't just relics of the past. They're cautionary tales and sources of inspiration for future innovators. What if the world had been ready for these ideas? What if we could learn from their failures to build something even greater? The stories of these creations don't end with their abandonment. They serve as blueprints for reimagining what's possible. Visionary ideas often face resistance, whether it's from financial constraints, societal norms, or technological limitations. Every failed project teaches us something valuable about perseverance and creativity. The ultimate legacy of abandoned technology isn't failure. It's inspiration for those willing to try again. Embrace failure as part of the process. Study history to understand why great ideas sometimes falter. Let these stories remind you to dream big but stay grounded. The best part? Many of these technologies aren't completely forgotten. Visionaries today are revisiting old concepts with new tools and insights. So, the next time you stumble across an abandoned relic, remember, it's not just a piece of history, it's a spark for the future. What other treasures might still be waiting to be rediscovered?